Well, shame is an emotion that none of us really likes to feel, yet it's something that many people experience, especially when it is surrounded by money. And this Money Monday, we are talking to our main guy, Kyle Winkfield from Finley Alexander Wealth Management, to get some help with this emotion. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And this is an interesting topic because I feel like shame is one of those things that people carry with them internally. They don't necessarily express it, and that can have some negative effects, right?
Oh yeah, because it's what's the conversation you're having with yourself, and I think shame is a result of us holding ourselves to a standard someone else set, or feeling bad by comparing ourselves to somebody else. And money is the main place we feel ashamed, whether we don't have enough or we have too much. We're very close to the best about it, and we're talking trash to ourselves day in and day out about our situation.
Well, I feel like a lot of times, especially growing up, I had a lot of shame around money. Not that I didn't have enough, but more so that I didn't know what to do with it. And at times didn't have enough, that too. But I didn't know how to handle it. And then I realized it's not taught in school. It's not taught in middle school or high school or college. And you have to surround yourself with people who know and go and get your own education. And that's why I love having you here for Money Mondays, because if someone's feeling that way, even as they get older, they don't have to stay in that pocket of shame. They can get out of it.
They can, and I think one of the phrases I hear so often, or some version of it, is, well, I'm just not good with money. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Elsa, that phrase doesn't cut it anymore. Because I heard someone say the other day, hey, the words you use become the experience. So the words that if you say I'm not good with money, guess what? That's going to happen. It's not going to. Yeah. So I look at it from, okay, you maybe you don't understand it. There's stuff that you're confused about. That's okay. The simplest way to start changing how you feel is you have to get clarity on the basics with money, such as how much money do you bring in every day, every month? How much do you spend every month? What's that look like? That's not complicated, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then after, go ahead.
No, I was saying starting with the basics, basically knowing the narrative of your own story when it comes to money.
Yeah, so it's like 3 C's. You got to get clear on what's going in, coming in, and going out. The second piece is you've got to make a commitment. Okay, so people are like, commitment, and when it comes to money, people think about amounts, they think about percentages, and they're saying, 10%, 20%, stop. Commitment to the habit that will create the savings and the amount that you want. And I think when you think about that, it could be like, okay, I'm going to make a commitment to save $1. I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm going to save $1 every week. Build the habit. It's no different than working out. Yeah, everybody wants to be a champion, but guess what? If you're couch surfing, walking out the door down to the driveway, that's a huge step. And it's the same thing with money. And then be consistent and build on it. Once you do that, you'll never look back.
All right. So right now, I just think about all of these families dealing with shame just around the money that they may have or may not have right now due to the pandemic. And so how does that pandemic sort of, I guess, influence what we're talking about, people's emotions around money right now?
Well, it goes either way. There's some people, believe it or not, they're having like the best financial year ever because they've been sequestered at home. They've paid off debt. They're like, hey, this is pretty cool. On the other hand, there are people that have maybe losing their house, can't pay the rent, and the shame around not being able to provide and take care of yourself and to have to reach out for help from outside parties. The level and depth that's got to cut inside of a human being is deep. And I think when you start talking trash to yourself, we try to sometimes own it like, oh, this is my fault. Hey, listen, things happen. Right? The last thing you need to do is whoop yourself. Life's pretty good at it, so you need to be building yourself up. So if you find yourself in a tough spot, hey, we've all been there. Let's help each other out.
So what is something that we can do in real time to sort of get over that emotion?
I think one of the things is to write out, I'm going to just go from money to like mindset. So in the morning, when you wake up or when you find yourself just in a loop with negative thoughts about money, go grab a piece of paper, grab a journal, something, write out all those negative thoughts. Because when you write them out, you're getting very clear as to what might be driving those negative thoughts. And then you can start asking yourself questions. And from those questions, you can say to yourself, and I want to give folks a great question to ask, right, about progress. If you were looking back 3 years from today, what has to happen over these 3 years for you to feel happy about your progress financially?
Got it.
And
So
then
you have a little bit of hindsight to plan for the future then.
There it is. There it is.
Got it. I like that. I like that. And I feel like that is something that we can all do. And I like the idea too of getting those fears out of our head on paper so that you can actually tackle them instead of doing that, that spiraling cyclone thing. I totally get it. All right. Always great information from you. And I love that you speak to the heart of the money issues and not just the money issues, but we can also just come to you for the facts and figures as well. So tell us how we can get in contact with you.
Yeah, that's FinleyAlexander.com.
All right. Kyle Winkfield, thank you so much for being here. Very insightful Money Monday. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.